And what would it mean anyway, I began to think, what does it mean to follow Jesus today? It can't mean the same thing it meant to the disciples that literally followed Jesus at the time. Because now Jesus isn't literally around as a human being, and I live in such a different culture and society that Jesus lived in. What would it even mean to follow Jesus, or to follow the teaching of Jesus, when he lived in such a different time and such a different culture? And so then I began to struggle again and began to think, maybe I'm not a Christian, maybe I don't want to be a Christian after all. But then my understanding develops again. And my understanding today can really be summarized in a phrase that Paul used. Paul, an early Christian writer, said, "Let the same mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus." Let the same mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus. Maybe we could say, let the same spirit be in you that was in Christ Jesus. Let the same way of being, way of reacting to the world be in you that was in Jesus. And I thought about that, and I began to think that maybe being a Christian means not believing certain things about Jesus. Nor does it mean mechanically following every single thing Jesus said like a set of rules. Maybe it means letting the same spirit of love that animated the life of Jesus animate my life. Maybe it means letting the same spirit of justice that animated the life of Jesus animate my life. Maybe it can mean, just as Jesus was filled with the consciousness of God, so I too can be filled with the consciousness of God. Just as Jesus was filled up and brimming over with the divine, so each of us, every single person, can turn to the divine within us in such a way that each one of us too is overflowing with God, with love, with the divine spirit. And maybe that doesn't mean that we have exactly the same lifestyle that Jesus had. Maybe that doesn't mean we do the same things exactly as Jesus did, or say the same things exactly as Jesus said. Because what he did was based on the spirit of love within his own circumstances, his own life, his own culture, his own nation. But maybe we can let that same mind be in us, that same spirit be in us that was in Jesus, and be filled with the Spirit and live a life transformed by that Spirit, just as Jesus did. Jesus is still a model for that, and I continue to think of myself as a disciple of Jesus. But what really matters, I think, now is that the same Spirit that was in Jesus fills me up and animates my life, a life overflowing with the divine. And the religious community that's held me in this journey, after I left the religious community of my birth and went on a spiritual journey, the religious community that I've been a member of when I've called myself a Christian, the religious community I've been a member of when I haven't called myself a Christian, and the religious community I've been a member of when I've been struggling, unsure, on the journey. That religious community is the Unitarian community. The Unitarian community is a community for those on a journey. It doesn't say faith is about having a certain set of beliefs that stand for all eternity. Rather, it understands that faith is a journey, and that we're all on a spiritual journey, and it's a community, a pilgrim community, to walk alongside others who are also on a journey. Community not of static beliefs, not of creeds, but of a spiritual journey where our beliefs are still being worked out and we're still continuing to search spiritually. And that search goes on for me as it goes on for all people. And anyone who wants to be on that journey in the company of others is welcome in a Unitarian community. My name is Stephen Lingwood, and I'm the minister of Bank Street Unitarian Chapel in Bolton.